Hey, I'm Sandy Smith, residential realtor with Crye-Leike, and that's my office address on Poplar Avenue. It's just right around the corner. This is my family. This is my daughter Annie. Y'all, anybody in here met her yet? Okay, good. She was adopted in China in 1998. That's one of the little baby pictures. Okay, today I'm going to talk about the seller process. That's what sellers go through from when they have that first thought all the way to the end. And the single most important factor in getting a home sold is the seller's ability to make good decisions. And one of my realtor values that I add to you is in providing you as a homeowner with clear, accurate information upon which you'll be able to wisely and comfortably base your decisions. And some of those decisions are the price of the property, the condition of the property, including inspection items, how to handle those things, showing availability, and contract acceptance. The timing, I'm reiterating, but most homeowners begin considering a home sale 9 to 21 months before they actually sell. It's a big window of time. And one of the things that's important about that is sometimes there are decisions that need to be made during that time to position a homeowner to make the most of their selling experience. There are, during that time, sources of confusion that come into play. Some of those are your personal situation. I hear all the time, okay, I'm going to sell this house and I'm going to buy a house in Florida and that house is going to cost this much money, so I need to make this much money out of this house. And that personal dynamic doesn't affect at all the true property value of the current home. But people really hold on to those thoughts amazingly a lot of times during the sale process. The neighbors list prices. Neighbors love to brave about what their house is on the market for, and sometimes that price just really doesn't have anything to do with the true value of a property. Various appraisals and prior realtor evaluations. A lot of people look at what their property is evaluated at for tax purposes, and that number is all over the board. Sometimes it's way high, sometimes it's way low. And a lot of people, if they like it, they want to hold on to that price. Sources of clarity in the process are the seller's objectives, prioritizing regarding pricing, timing, and convenience. In every situation, sometimes the pricing is vital. Sometimes it really doesn't matter that much. Being able to move when you want your family to move may be way top priority over pricing. And to have a clear vision on what those priorities are is really important. It really helps out a lot. A realistic time schedule based on the current market value conditions. It's real important to know as you get your planning going, okay, if I put my house on the market this day, when can I really probably go to the closing table? When can I really probably move? So that as a homeowner, you give yourself a window of time that's really workable to get the job done. The odds of selling, it's possible to position a home in the market so that it's not going to sell under those conditions. And to put it on the market also in ways that really hurt the selling, so that's an important statistic. Buyer's eyes, we love our homes. And we love that little thing that we did in the living room that is just so special, but the market is really different. How buyers come to your house and look at your house is something that is important for your agent to share with you so that you can really understand realistically what the market's looking for. Size, style, location, condition, price, and amenities. Choices and consequences. During the selling process, you'll be making lots of choices and added value that your realtor brings us to let you know, hey, we can do this, but if we do it, then this is probably going to be a result, and you may or may not like that result. And visual pricing tools. I've been to a listing appointment, and to me, I can have all these papers spread out across the table, and there are all these little acronyms and all these little lists of stuff that mean a whole lot to me, but I can see my sellers just sort of glaze over because they're not used to looking at all those forms. And one of the things I have that's a wonderful asset is I can put that information into graphs, and those graphs can express the overall marketing conditions from a lot of different perspectives that make it really clear what's going on. Like if you decide to put your house at this spot on the graph, what the significance of that is. And then they have a 21-point marketing program for your home. Sellers have three fears usually. Selling the home too cheaply. Like if it sells on the first day, a lot of times it's like, oh man, I really messed up. And then paying the realtor too much. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to get the cheapest realtor that I can find. And sometimes that means your house gets like a couple of lines in the MLS system. You don't get professional advertising. You don't get all of the deep internet exposure. And then the main one is usually the property just not selling at all. And my goals for you are to help put you as a seller in the strongest negotiating position possible. And there's a lot of tools and techniques that go into that. Also to make the process easier for you and to reduce surprises along the way. I want you to kind of have a vision of what's coming down the road. To help you get your home sold at the best price and get you to where you want to be on time. Those are my main goals. And here's how I do it. I have a pre-marketing home evaluation and a prioritized to-do list, and that can happen within the first 1 to 2 year pre-listing window. And I'll touch on a couple of things later, because sometimes all you really need to do is stage your home, and I'll show you some before and after staging photos. And staging can happen right at the last minute. But sometimes you really need to do a renovation. You may have a kitchen that's just, rough and not going to help you out at all. In a great neighborhood, it may be a good investment to go ahead and spend the money, even if you have to borrow it sometimes to get renovation made. Often we do pre-inspections, a pre-title commitment to be sure there's no title, clouds in the title, staging, pricing, marketing system, relocation program. About 20% of properties in Memphis sell because somebody's moving from out of town. And Crye-Leike participates in the largest relocation network in the world, so that's a big benefit. Yard sign, color brochure, a lockbox. A lockbox provides security. As soon as somebody, an agent comes to your house, they put their key card in that lockbox. The MLS system, the lockbox, everybody knows who's there right then and there. Somebody's going in their house right now. Multiple listing service, the internet, enhanced internet technology. Crye-Leike has just about the best and deepest internet marketing program, the best in town. Contact realtors with buyers. A lot of our listings in my office sell in-house to other Crye-Leike realtors. Mail to neighbors. I send out, a lot of times neighbors they know people at home. So I send out a card to 50 people around the house and say, hey, if you know somebody this has a secret, personal contact, counter display, buyer realtor survey that's getting feedback from the agents that come through the house and letting you know what that feedback is, an open house, transaction management. I have a system that tracks everything that's going on from day one to day, even after you move in. And then weekly contact, and that's probably one of the biggest realtor complaints that we hear is, well, I hired a realtor and they went away or something, I don't know really what's going on. This is just one example of added value. These are some effects of home staging. This is a living room before and after, and same paint, same floor, same everything, just a lot less furniture and it's positioned differently. Thank you. A dining room, same thing. Major before and after, not much money spent at all. This is my favorite one, this kitchen. This is kind of how we live on the left floor. This is how we market the home, which is really different. That kitchen has a lot of features that you can't even see. Sometimes, that's another one, all that is just staging. And it shows completely, it'll look on the internet like a completely different kitchen. And then sometimes that's a bathroom with staging before and after, really different effect. And sometimes you want to consider a renovation. This is the kitchen up at the top, it's a little dark, but it's rough, and this is the after with the kitchen renovation. Ron just did a bathroom renovation for me. It's like a different world. And part of what I do as a realtor is come in, take a look at what the difference that renovation would make in your net gain. Give you an approximate, I can't do it exactly, but give you close enough so you know whether or not it's a worthwhile thing to do in your market. Again, that's another before and after. I do know a house, not very far from here, has a horizontal turquoise wall mount refrigerator, and they're thinking about doing a renovation. Revitalizing curb appeal. I don't even say anything about that picture.
Hey, that was my house.
A pre-listing evaluation often yields new insights into the housing market, a better use of your homeowner dollars, and net gain in the sales process. Make the most of your time in your housing investment. Call Sandy Direct at 901-412-9519. I love to meet with you and get to know your plans. Thank you.